tourism.
I don't care about
the truth.
Hey, I don't care. If you want to have them here, if you want to have them here as a ceremonial thing, whatever. But the amount of money that is pumped into that ridiculous farce of pretending that they're somehow better than us when they are a dysfunctional family on the biggest benefits in the country. No, not having it.
Roll out the red carpet, because we're about to step into a world where tradition meets controversy and where every opinion is as strong as a cup of British tea. Let's dive into a debate as British as tea, yet as divisive as the last slice of cake: the monarchy. It's a subject that stirs up passionate arguments in pubs, living rooms, and even Parliament, with everyone from students to pensioners weighing in on what the royal family really means to modern Britain. For centuries, the royal family has symbolised tradition and stability, their faces immortalised on our stamps, their weddings transformed into national celebrations that bring millions together. They're woven into the very fabric of British identity, representing continuity through wars, crises and change. But in today's Britain, facing economic strain, political uncertainty and rapid social change, the monarchy is under unprecedented scrutiny. Headlines question their relevance, and conversations about their future are louder than ever. Are they a unifying force, bringing people together in times of celebration and mourning, or an outdated symbol of privilege that no longer fits with our values? Are they a source of national pride, or a drain on public funds at a time when every penny counts? The debate is as complex as it is emotional. Defenders tout their value in tourism, diplomacy and charity, arguing that the royal family brings in billions and puts Britain on the world stage. Critics, however, see inherited privilege, lavish lifestyles, and a lack of transparency that's out of step with the times. They question whether the monarchy can truly justify its place in a modern democracy. Into this heated debate steps a new powerful voice, armed not with a sceptre, but with sharp words and bold ideas that challenge everything we thought we knew about the House of Windsor. The conversation is just beginning. Enter Marina Purkiss. Known for her bold, unapologetic commentary, Purkiss has become a leading voice for those disillusioned with Britain's old institutions. On a recent show, she didn't just question the monarchy, she called the royal family the UK's top benefit scroungers. The term, usually reserved for tabloid attacks on the poor, was a rhetorical bombshell. By flipping the script, Purkiss forced viewers to ask, who really benefits from the public purse? Her words sparked instant debate, with defenders rushing to praise the monarchy's role. But the conversation had shifted from tradition and tourism to social justice and economic fairness. The genie was out of the bottle, and the questions were only getting louder. At the heart of Purkiss's critique is a staggering figure: £132 million. This is the sovereign grant, a sum paid out each year from taxpayers to support the royal family's official duties and lavish lifestyle. It's a number that's hard to ignore, especially when it appears on government documents and in headlines, sparking debate across the country. In an age of austerity, with local councils declaring bankruptcy and families relying on food banks just to get by, this enormous sum becomes a lightning rod for public anger and frustration. The contrast between the struggles of ordinary people and the financial security of the monarchy has never felt more stark. The sovereign grant is intended to fund the royal family's official duties, the upkeep of palaces, and the wages of hundreds of staff. It's calculated as a percentage of the profits from the Crown estate, a vast portfolio of land and property technically owned by the monarch but managed by the government. While the palace insists this isn't taxpayers' money in the traditional sense, since it's drawn from Crown estate profits, critics like Purkiss argue that the distinction is meaningless. After all, the Crown estate's assets are public by nature, and the money could be used for schools, hospitals, or social care instead. The palace claims it's not taxpayers' money in the usual sense, but critics like Purkiss see little difference. It's still public money for an unelected family. The debate over what counts as public money is at the heart of this controversy. As ordinary people tighten their belts, cutting back on essentials and worrying about the future, Purkiss asks a pointed question. Shouldn't the royals be expected to do the same? The contrast between everyday struggles and royal privilege is impossible to ignore. Her argument resonates with many who feel the system is fundamentally unfair. In pubs, town halls, and online forums, people are questioning whether the monarchy's funding is justified in today's Britain. While benefit claimants face intense scrutiny, media shaming, and even criminal charges for receiving far less, the monarchy's vast income is rarely questioned in the same way. The double standard is glaring. Purkiss's challenge isn't just about republicanism or abolishing the monarchy, it's about demanding fairness and transparency in how we allocate public resources. It's a call for a national conversation about priorities. Can a system that gives so much to so few while scrutinizing and penalizing the most vulnerable ever truly be called just? The debate over the sovereign grant forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about privilege, accountability, and the values we want to uphold as a society. Marina Purkiss exposes a glaring double standard in British society, one that's as old as the monarchy itself. There is relentless scrutiny for the poor, a constant magnifying glass held over those who rely on public support, while the powerful and privileged are shielded from similar examination. Benefit claimants are subjected to invasive checks, endless paperwork, and public shaming. Their lives are dissected in the media and by politicians who often question their motives and worthiness. Meanwhile, the wealthy and elite glide through life with far less interference, their privileges rarely questioned. The royal family, for example, receives millions in public funds every year, yet faces little debate or oversight. Their finances are largely hidden from public view, and the nation is expected to accept this arrangement without question. No one demands receipts for the upkeep of palaces or questions the necessity of their lavish lifestyles. The cost of maintaining royal residences, staff and security is rarely scrutinized in the way that welfare spending is. Lavish travel, private jets and luxury convoys are accepted as part of royal life, while ordinary people are criticized for the smallest expenses. This cultural blind spot, Purkiss argues, is not just about money, it's about values. She calls out political leaders, especially those who claim to champion social justice, for their unwillingness to challenge the monarchy's privileged position. The silence around royal spending stands in stark contrast to the noise surrounding welfare. If every other public expense is up for review, why is the monarchy treated as untouchable? Why do politicians, even those on the left, avoid questioning the sovereign grant? The contrast isn't just financial, it's about dignity and respect. The poor are made to feel ashamed for needing help, forced to justify every penny, while the royals are celebrated for receiving public funds. The media and public cheer for royal pageantry, but rarely question the cost or fairness of it all. Purkiss's critique is a moral one. She asks why one form of state support is vilified and the other revered. A fair society, she insists, would hold the palace to the same standards as everyone else, demanding transparency, accountability, and above all, justice. Until then, the double standard remains, a society quick to judge the vulnerable but silent when it comes to the crown. Purkiss's message is clear. True equality means questioning every institution, no matter how revered, and demanding fairness for all. Purkiss's critique goes beyond money. It's about what the monarchy represents. With biting sarcasm, she mocks the idea that the Queen's diamond-encrusted hat sets an example for the nation. The monarchy, she argues, is the ultimate symbol of inherited privilege, utterly detached from ordinary life. While most worry about bills, the royals live in a world of jewels and palaces. This isn't just absurd, Purkiss says, it's insulting, and it undermines the idea of a meritocratic society. The monarchy, as the capstone of the class system, validates other forms of inherited privilege and stifles social mobility. By lampooning royal symbols, Purkiss aims to strip them of their power and expose the inequality they represent. Purkiss's critique also targets royal double standards in morality, especially when it comes to marriage and personal conduct. She highlights the Church of England's historic ban on remarriage for divorcees, a rule that once forced abdications and heartbreak in the royal family, changing the course of history. Yet King Charles III, himself divorced, married Camilla with the Church's blessing, a move that would have been unthinkable decades ago. For Purkiss, this isn't just evolution, it's the rules bending for the powerful, while remaining rigid for everyone else in society. The monarchy and its institutions, she argues, are flexible for the elite but unforgiving for ordinary people. who face much stricter standards. These contradictions, she says, undermine the monarchy's claim to be a consistent and fair moral authority in modern Britain. Purkiss's challenge is part of a wider reckoning with the monarchy's future. Across the Commonwealth, royal tours now spark protest, not celebration. Even Prince William admits the monarchy's future abroad is for others to decide. As more nations move towards republicanism, the question returns home: what is the monarchy's role in modern Britain? Purkiss's call to include the monarchy in budget cuts is a test for political leaders. Will they treat it as untouchable or subject it to democratic scrutiny? This debate is about Britain's future, clinging to symbols of privilege or embracing fairness and democracy. Purkiss has forced the conversation into the open. Now it's up to all of us to decide: what should a crown for the future look like?